It's not even controversial anymore.
People know in Florida their freedoms are going to be respected.
Miranda, greetings. We got so many compliments on your hairstyle last week. Did you know that? And now you wore it the same.
No, I didn't. But, people always say, oh, your hair looks so good out of your face. So, fine.
You're so pretty. So it's just like, puke. No, I'm kidding. No, it's just like, yeah, you're just good looking. Anyway, just really starting it on an awkward note today. So a couple good stories. We're gearing up for the Newsom DeSantis debate that no one asked for, but we'll probably watch anyway. And there's a story out, mainstream media story, I think it's a Sacramento Bee. There is a mass exodus of Californians moving to Florida.
There is. And let me tell you, I don't blame them. I mean, I love California, but if the pandemic showed anything, politics have a huge role in where people decide to live and work. And before the pandemic, California and Florida exchanged pretty equal numbers of people for years. But after 2019, I mean, just in the year 2022, California lost over 300,000 people, and 60,000 of those people came to Florida, and the rest dispersed amongst different states like Arizona, even Oregon, lots of them to Texas. But now even Texas is falling secondary to Florida. Everybody just wants to come and live here. And I think that says a lot about how people feel about California politics.
Yeah, first I have to note that you're going to trigger people because you said Oregon. That's how we grew up. That's how we were taught saying it in Minnesota, the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, sorry. We played Oregon Trail.
Yes, and then I got here and I had a radio job and they'd be like, don't say Oregon. I'd be like, say organ, like an organ in your body? That's how you say it? Anyway, I had to note that really quick. But what's interesting about, exodus from California to Florida is it's good weather to good weather. Sometimes people leave places because they're trying to find the sun or find the beaches or whatever it is. And so it's for other reasons, right? I mean, certainly cost of living is high in Miami, but there's a lot of places in Florida where cost of living is certainly not what it is in California. There's obviously some political things, some taxes at play. And so that people are coming for a reason. I wonder if that'll be brought up at the debate.
I'm sure it will. I mean, I just filled up my tank before I got home to record this, and I paid less than $3 a gallon for gas. So I promise you that has something to do with it too.
All right, we're done here. Okay, Miranda, farewell, but goodbye now. No, I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's why we do this segment, really, because there's such this juxtaposition between states like, well, first of all, the East Coast and the West Coast, but Washington, California, Oregon, and Florida. All right. We've been talking about ballots on the show and people's angst in Washington state and it being a mail-in state and ballots being left in mailboxes, et cetera. Well, Florida, there's a bill that's been introduced for your upcoming legislative session that would really take things old school.
Yeah, it would. It would allow counties to hand count ballots. And of course, all this is in hand with DeSantis' push to try to regain some confidence in the election system. And I think it's hard to regain confidence in anything government, handled. But in addition to the hand counting, this same bill would not allow the Florida Department of State to use any software or hardware that is owned, licensed, or operated by a foreign company. And that to me probably would give people more confidence in the voting system than hand counting ballots, because I saw a lot of hand counting. And what did we have a problem with? Hanging chads one year, and
many moons ago.
It'll be interesting to see what counties decide, if this does get passed, what counties decide to actually hand count some of their ballots.
Yeah, to me that also, we talked about this on the show yesterday, how whether it's mail-in or in-person, people are always going to have complaints, right? I think hand counting ballots as a first run through is just asking for delayed results that, again, further instill doubt in the outcome. That's what we see from people, right? It's like, why is it taking so long? And then that's where the seeds of doubt come in. It's like, well, okay, if you hand count them, that's going to take for freaking ever. I understand hand counting as like, hey, this has been challenged or something, so let's go back manually. But I do like the part, and this should be not controversial, that you said about the Florida Department of State. No voting systems that use the hardware or software designed, owned, or licensed by foreign companies. That's a no-brainer. We absolutely should not be doing that. I mean, there are some, countries that we should I guess, trust. But, I risk it. Okay, one more story. Jeff Bezos has, as we know, left Seattle for Miami after many, many years here. And he's just living his best life down there, parking his big-ass yacht.
Yeah, he brought his yacht down, which was custom built just for him. And it is so big, he can't even park it with the rest of the billionaires' yachts in normal marinas. It is parked up, or if you go take a cruise from Fort Lauderdale, you can see Jeff Bezos' big, giant boat just staring you in the face while you're on your little cabin balcony on Carnival Cruise Line.
Yeah, they had to park it at the seaport. Well, I know when it was built, right, overseas, there was this whole thought about like they were going to have to tear down a bridge and he was going to be willing to pay for it to get his yacht out or something. Miranda, why have you, he's been there for a couple weeks now, why have you not gotten, an invite on his yacht? Jeff?
I think in my single days, I would have worked a little harder to get an invite on his yacht.
Well, you can be, if you figure it out, we'll hire you as the yacht correspondent. And
what I would like to do, because my main source of work is photographing the living spaces of very wealthy people. So it would be nice to get an invite to photograph his yacht. So maybe I can try to pull some of my strings to see if I can get aboard it for a couple photos for us.
There we go. Make it happen. You hear that, Jeff Bezos? Miranda wants to take pictures of your yacht, and she's taken, so she's not trying to be a yacht bunny or anything,
No,
She's just
it's all business here.
All business, all professional. All right, Miranda, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good weekend.
It's not even controversial anymore.
People know in Florida their freedoms are going to be respected.